Howdy, Monster here with a new build. It is an arcane whip build, running Juno Hoslow petal whips. As usual, information is in the description box below of where to find this gear and links to it. I use occult on both of these just because I use the arcane stat, so it scales much better than anything else with it and increases the damage. I use Horalu's Earthshaker. It's a really good Ash of War, but you'll get it nearer to the end of the game. For the whips, you can actually get two in one playthrough. One for killing Diallos early in the game, information below. The other is the normal way by killing Juno Hoslow as part of the Volcano Manor Questline. Next, in order to use Arcane Magic, I use Dragon Communion's Seal. This scales best with the Arcane stat. Now that can be found at the Fringe Folk Hero's Grave. That's right at the start of the game, but you need to use 2 keys to enter it. However, it is quite difficult to get through. For the mask, I use the white mask. Now that is because it increases attack power when there's blood loss nearby, which is helpful for us. This is a drop from the Var questline and drops from a white mask NPC invader in the Mogwin Dynasty Mausoleum area. The area boss must not be dead for these NPCs to appear. For the rest of the armour, I use the Veteran's armour, and that's because it increases poise by a lot and also has massive amounts of defence. And also looks pretty damn good too. You could also use the Raptor's Black Feathers armour. This increases jump attack damage, which works well alongside the Claw Talisman. For the rest of the armour, you could use the Royal Remains, which will give you some HP regen as well. Now for the talismans, the first one I use is Erdtree's Favour +2. Now I use this for the HP and stamina increase, but also for the increase of the equip load, so I'm able to equip all of the veterans armour as well for that poison defence. Next I use the Ritual Sword Talisman, which increases attack power when your HP is at full, so always make sure you keep topping up with your flask if you lose some damage. Next is the talisman Lord of Blood's Exaltation. Now this is great because it works in tandem with White Mask and increases attack power by a blood loss in the area. And lastly, the Claw Talisman, which increases damage with jump attacks, so it's pretty fun with a whip build when you're jumping and pressing that LB with dual whips and smashing them in the face. Now to see the weapon stats, we need to buff up with Flame Grant Strength, and then if we go to status, we'll be able to then see that both of our weapons are at 584 attack power, which isn't too bad for whips. This is a level 150 build. I did start this as an astrologer because I swapped different builds around, so that's why I've got a bit of a skewy intelligence rating. To get optimum stats for this build, you'd probably want to start as something like a samurai. So I have 60 in Arcane. This scales well with our Occult Ash on the weapons. Faith at 15 to use Flame Grant Me Strength. Vigor at 45. Mind at 30. Endurance at 30. Bearing in mind, Mind doesn't need to be this high. You can put your points elsewhere, such as Endurance. Your strength only needs to be 10 and dexterity needs to be 20 for the whips. And now for spells. The only one we're really going to be using is Flame Grant Me Strength, so don't worry about all these other ones, they were just for testing purposes. Didn't really end up using many of them, apart from Rotten Breath, that's pretty good. For the Physick, we're just going to be using the dexterity and stamina. And now some combat showcasing. I'll show you how these whips work in action. Now some bonus PvP footage. Just swap your main weapons Ash of War to Bloodhound Step, and swap Ritual Sword Talisman for Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman. This will increase your defense greatly. As we greet, assess the situation. He has a big old scythe. Flame grant me strength, increase that attack power. Going for the smash, missed. Going in for another. Yes, hooked him. One more. And he's done. A little bit of damage to myself, but hey ho. Drink flask. We greet. Buff up. And hello. Oh, jump. Not sure what happened there. And he's done for. Same again, flask up. Great. Flame grants me strength. He's doing a bit of a bait sweat. Bait spin. Oh, he tried the jump. Now he's throwing daggers. Oh, got me. Oh, little bloodhound step into the jump attack. Caught him on the jump. Ah, look at that range. Greet. Look, he's coming for me already. I ain't got time to buff up on this one. This guy's going for it. It's just running, whip. Oh look, he's got some big, and he's got all sorts, this guy. Oh, lightning. Oh. Oh. But you are no match for my chains. Oh. Oh. Running double whip to the face. You out of here. As always, thanks for watching. Look up some more builds and other stuff in the future. Please give that like button a smash if you would, and also subscribe. Thanks again everybody. Catch yous on the next time.